We are starting a new topic today. So far, we have studied that if a charged particle is kept in a magnetic field, it experiences a force if it moves. If it does not move, there will be no force. Now, who creates this magnetic field? Who is the source of this magnetic field? That is our topic today. That is, in our topic, there will be source of magnetic field. And we know that the moving charge or electric current is the source of magnetic field. Now, our question is how much current gives how much magnetic field? That is, what is the relation between strength of the magnetic field and quantity of the current? That we are discussing here. For this, first time the law was made by Biot-Savart, so we name it as Biot-Savart's law. Biot-Savart's law tells us the relation between a few quantities. What are those quantities? That we will discuss now. So, Biot-Savart's law is an experimental law which deals with the magnetic field at a point due to a current element. Now, what is a current element? In figure, you can see a conductor BA with a current I. On this conductor, we are considering a small element dl, that is the current element. Now we will see the features of current element. Current element is the product of current and length of the element. That is, current element is equal to I dl. It is a vector quantity. Its direction is tangent to the element and acting in the direction of current flow. And its SI unit is ampere meter. In figure, you can see a conductor BA through which the current is I. On this conductor, consider a small element of length dl. Here, P is a point at a distance r from the center of the current element. In figure, you can see the current element IDL. Here, theta is the angle between current element and the position vector. Now, what is the magnetic field at point P? For this magnetic field, Biot-Savart made a law. Now, he named this magnetic field as dB because it is a very small magnetic field. He says that if the length dl is larger, then the strength of the magnetic field will be more. Now, if current is large, then also the strength will be more. That is, dB is proportional to length and dB is proportional to current I. Also, he observed that the theta also has a great importance here. That is, the magnetic field is affected by the angle also. And according to him, dB is proportional to sine theta. Next is distance. The more is the distance, weaker will be dB. Here, he calculated that the strength of this magnetic field will be inversely proportional to the square of the distance. That is, dB will be inversely proportional to r square. So we can summarize the points like this. According to Biot-Savart's law, the magnetic field at any point due to a current element is directly proportional to the length of the current element, directly proportional to the current passing through the current element, directly proportional to the sine of the angle between dl and r, and it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance between the current element and the point. Combining all these factors, we can write dB is proportional to I dl sine theta by r square. Now to convert it into equal, we need a constant, the multiplication factor. And he said that this dB depends upon another thing, and that is a property of the space. He says that that property is permeability. Again, it is a number which gives the characteristics of space which will allow magnetic field to be radiated. And for this he gave a sign nu. So what is permeability? It is the characteristics of the medium which allows magnetic field to spread. More is the permeability, more will be the effect of magnetic field. Less permeability, then less magnetic field. For any material, it is mu, and if it is for free space, then we gave a notation mu naught. If dB is the magnetic field at P due to the current element dl, then according to Biot-Savart's law, dB is proportional to I dl sin theta by r square. For removing the proportionality sign, we can use the constant mu naught by 4 pi. So the equation will be dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square. Here the value of mu naught by 4 pi is 10 power minus 7 units. Now for calculating the unit of mu naught by 4 pi, we can use the same equation. From this equation, we can calculate the unit of mu naught by 4 pi like this. And finally you can see the value of mu naught is 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 Tesla meter per ampere. Now we will see Biot-Savart's law in vector form. Biot-Savart's formula, that is dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by r square, gives the magnitude of magnetic field. But magnetic field is a vector quantity. In vector form, we can write Biot-Savart's formula like this. Here, the direction of dB is perpendicular to the plane containing dl and r. And we know A cross B is equal to AB sin theta. So here, we can write dB like this. And this is the magnitude of dB. In Biot-Savart's formula, theta is the angle between current element and the position vector. In first case, we will see theta is equal to 0. In figure, you can see the point P is on the conductor itself. That is, here the angle between current element and the position vector will be 0. Then sin theta is equal to 0 and the magnetic field dB also will be 0. That is, the magnetic field at any point on a current carrying conductor itself is 0. In second case, we will see theta is equal to 90 degree. In figure, you can see the point P. Here, the angle between current element and position vector will be 90 degree. That means sin theta will be maximum, so the magnetic field will be strong. So we can say when theta is equal to 90 degree, the magnetic field will be strong. Now we are studying a very important phenomena, that is magnetic field on the axis of a current carrying circular loop. For that, what is the tool we have? The answer tool we have is Biot-Savart's law. In figure you can see a current carrying conductor BA. On this conductor we are considering a small element dl. With the help of Biot-Savart's law, we can calculate the magnitude of magnetic field at point P due to this current element. Same way here, you can see a circular current carrying loop. On this loop, we are considering a small element dl. With the help of Biot-Savart's law, we can calculate the magnetic field at point P due to this current element. In both the diagrams, you can see the point P is at a distance r from the current element. Here, we represent the magnetic field at point P as dB because we are not considering the entire loop now. We are considering the magnetic field at point P due to the small element dl. Now we will see the circular loop in detail. In figure, you can see a current carrying circular loop. O is the center of the loop and R is the radius of the loop. On this loop, we are considering a small element dl. On the axis, we are considering a point P. This point is at a distance x from the center of the loop. This point P is at a distance r from the element dl. Due to this current element, the magnetic field at point P is dB. In this figure also, you can see the same specifications for the loop. Here, the additional thing is theta. Theta is the angle between the magnetic field dB and the x-axis. Here, we are resolving the magnetic field into two components. It has an x component dBx and a component perpendicular to x-axis, that is dB perpendicular. From Biot-Savart's law, we are getting an expression for magnetic field due to a small element dl. Same thing we are going to apply for this loop also. Here also, the small element we are representing as dl. From Biot-Savart's law, we are getting the expression for magnetic field due to dl. In this equation, dl cross r we can write as dl r sin theta. So the equation will be like this. Here, the important thing, any element of the loop will be perpendicular to the displacement vector from the element to the axial point. Or in simple way we can say, here dl is perpendicular to r. That means the value of theta will be 90 degree here. The angle between dl and r is 90 degree. How it is 90 degree? How dl is perpendicular to r? That point we will discuss in detail. For that, you imagine this as the circular loop. Through the circumference of the loop, we have the current flow. This is the small element dl on the loop, and this is the axis of the loop. We have already learned that the direction of current element is along the direction of tangent. So this will be the direction of dl. Here you can see the position vector. In this figure, you can see the angle between dl and the position vector is 90 degree. That means dl is perpendicular to r. If dl is perpendicular to r, in Biot-Savart's law, we can substitute the value of theta as 90 degree. So our equation will be like this. From figure, we can write r square as x square plus r square. So we can rearrange equation 2 like this. In figure, you can see the small element dl of the loop and the magnetic field dB produced by this element. If we consider diametrically opposite one more dl, that dl will also produce a magnetic field at point P. In figure, you can see this dB also, the blue color one. This dB also we can resolve into two components, dBx and dB perpendicular. In figure, you can see The perpendicular components are in opposite directions and they will cancel. But the x components are in the same direction and they will add up. Similarly, there are different DLs. So every DL will give 1 dBx and 1 dB perpendicular. All the perpendicular components will be cancelled out, but everyone's dBx will be added up. So we get a summation of dBx. So the net contribution along x direction can be obtained by integrating dBx over the loop. We can write dBx as dB cos theta. From figure, we can write the expression for cos theta. You can mark this as equation 5. Substituting equation 3 and 5 in equation 4, we will get the expression for dBx like this. Till now we were discussing about the magnetic field at point P due to the small element dl. Now, if we want the magnetic field at point P due to the entire circular loop, instead of dl, we should consider the entire length of the loop. That means the circumference of the loop. If r is the radius of the loop, then circumference will be 2 pi r. So, in equation 6, in place of dl, we can substitute 2 pi r. Equation 7 represents the magnetic field at point P due to the entire circular loop. Now, what is its direction? The direction is along the axis. So, at any point on the axis, the direction of magnetic field will be along the axis. Now we will see the special case. Magnetic field at the center of the loop. If we are calculating the magnetic field at the center of the loop, the value of x will be 0. So, in equation 7, if you substitute x as 0, you will be getting the expression for magnetic field at the center of the loop. Equation 8 gives the expression for magnetic field at the center of the loop. The magnetic field lines due to a circular wire form closed loops. In figure, you can see the magnetic field lines. The direction of magnetic field is given by right hand thumb rule. Curl the palm of your right hand around the circular wire with the fingers pointing in the direction of the current. The right hand thumb gives the direction of magnetic field. In figure, you can see a circular current carrying loop. The fingers represents the direction of current. You can check the direction of thumb. The direction of thumb gives the direction of magnetic field. Here you can see the field due to a current loop. The direction is again given by right hand rule.